Okay. It's an interestingly designed building, this. As video game buildings tend to be. Right, back through here, and let's actually... Oh. Let's do what we were going to do, which might work. We've removed the obstructions. Now, is this just going to turn the power on? It's turned on some of the power. Can't do anything else with that. It does not seem to have changed the enemy state. Which is good. I mean, I strongly suspect that it's not going to last. That wall looks like I should be able to break it. Yeah, see, this gate does not seem to have a little interactable thing on the other side. Which a lot of the one-way kind of gates or doors in the game have. So I kind of feel like... Oh! That's what this is for. Clever. That was a big-ass padlock, mind you. Right, an observation room. Ew. That's how we get back over there. Ring of Honor. What do you do, Ring of Honor? Increases health by 10, stamina by 10, and reduces armor encumbrance by 10. So just a nice little buff ring. Our first expedition to the Pan world was not without reward. This ring was a wonder, said to confer the favour and protection of the Empress Genus. Okay. That's cool. Oh. December 17th, 1962. Clawbone is speaking to me. I don't mean figuratively, through the runes, though he is that. I mean literally. I hear whispers in my dreams. I wake with new ideas fresh in my mind, ways to tune the dreamers and advance the project. I have had late-night epiphanies before, but these are something different. I don't know how, but I know it is him. I have seen him as well. In the fire of Ward 3, we watched as the flames seemed to arise from the mouth of the dreamer himself, and in those flames, for perhaps only one frame of the video, he clearly appeared. Clawbone is not human. I hardly expected him to be. He is something other. If I had not been reading his thoughts these past years, I would have thought him a monster, but he is as intelligent and wise as any being on Earth. More so. The others who viewed the tape with me did not seem to notice, though I thought I heard Dr. Schleiermacher gasp. Has Clawbone visited him as well? Perhaps I should speak with him sometime, but how to broach the subject? There are many whispers in the background. Okay, so we've got the power on now. Ketamine, Owens, and you. Never mind, found the ketamine. Owens had it. By the way, Owens is fired, and all future access to the medical storage locker has to go through Chief Simpkin. Thanks, hippies. This is why we can't have nice things. Gaston's been shifting in his chair, even under sedation. Schleiermacher is concerned the dreamer's brain is rejecting the world-stone connection. Should we increase his dosage? Please advise. Has anyone seen the ketamine? Do not increase sedation. Harsgard does not want to lose any dream lucidity. He suggests, however, that we strengthen Gaston's restraints. See, this is done. I just read the reports regarding Ward 1. Did these meds ever get to Ward 1? In hindsight, it seems like we could have prevented an awful tragedy. I'm not sure. They say what happened in Ward 1 wasn't depression, but some kind of contagion. Ah! What is an all? And what were they carting out the other night? They looked like bodies to me that was difficult to tell with the lights out. Be advised that after the incident in Ward 2, Harsgard has changed his mind, increased sedation dose in all remaining dreamers, effective immediately, and double the restraints. Antidepressants are in the storage locker. As part of quarantine operations on Ward 1, several pieces of expensive equipment were taken for disinfection, examination, and reuse in the other wards. Nothing else was removed from the ward before it was sealed. Human Resources plans to hang a memorial plaque on the site in honour of our now buried colleagues. Please remember that public speculation on this or any other Ward Prime incident is unprofessional and potentially dangerous. We understand that discussion of the tragedy is unavoidable, but it is inappropriate to voice untenable conjecture on this or any other public terminal. Okay, so they're still kind of calling this Ward 1 in some of the official communiques. Right, what other things can we now access? I'm assuming more stuff to do with computer terminals, since that's really what we've changed by getting the power back on. It is ridiculous they make us duplicate our notes in these electronic boxes. What if the power fails? How can these computers possibly maintain data integrity longer than blah, 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 blah. File corrupts. File corrupts. The new procedures may have produced fruit. The dreamer in Ward 3 has shown an increase in body temp and brainstem activity. Isn't Ward 3 the one that went up in flames? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not well and have no interest in scientific discovery at the moment, however promising. This afternoon I fell asleep while monitoring capturing and had such terrible dreams. Conflagrations, monstrous cryptids, terrified voices of the damned. I woke in terror, my heart pumping madly. It was in that awful state that learned of something worse than any nightmare. They've closed the borders with my beloved Berlin. I still have family there. They were hoping to enter West Germany any day, perhaps even be brought here. Now the communists are building a wall. A goddamn wall. Do they fear their own ideology so much that they will allow none to question, none to choose? I thought this kind of evil ended with Hitler. But perhaps it is inescapable. Evil does not originate from a single leader. It lies in all of us, waiting only for permission to be expressed. Humans are both an elixir and a plague. Our own worst nightmare. Perhaps the war did not go far enough. Perhaps anthropogenic extinction is the only solution, the only possible peace. Ugh, forgive me, as I said, I'm not well. I should return to my work, lest such dark thoughts drive me insane. Jeez. Over a year. I was so deep in my experiments I'd forgotten to update this blasted box. Is it anyone's job to even read these entries? It feels like I am typing into the void, but we must do as we are ordered. Catherine has showed little change. Nightmares continue. Wave of melancholia has washed through the entire research team. The world is on fire. War has broken out in Vietnam, Africa and Cuba. Soviet influence can be felt in this very country. Brun in particular spoke many times about imminent nuclear death. I'm to the point of wondering whether that is not the best way to end the world's pain. And all of us have been affected by the tragedy that occurred in World 2. We still don't know all the details, but the dreamer Gaston apparently destroyed millions of dollars of equipment, overpowered 2 soldiers and several good scientists, and then shot himself through the eye. No one can tell whether he was awake or aware of his actions at the time. They will not let me see the dreamer's records. The ward is locked up tight until an official investigation can be performed. But I must know. Did Gaston see what I have seen? Did he gaze into the abyss? Did he see humanity spread thin and find it lacking? It is a dark time to be alive. One wonders how much longer humanity should be alive for. After weeks of experimentation, the first World Stone is online. The Watcher, Catherine, is undergoing preparations now. Under Dr. Harsgaard's direction, several specimens of the original World Stone have been taken to varying locations, but Ward Prime will be the first to connect a human subject to the stone to record what she observes. We are making history. Other worlds. I never dreamed it possible, not even when forced to work on the Nazis' abominable machinations. Even a fraction of this experiment works. My colleagues in the US rocket program will turn yellow with envy. Yellow with envy? The moon, ha! It is an empty rock. We will discover resources and peoples undreamed of. We are going to change the world. Breakthrough. We've determined that the Watcher's inability to connect to the World Stone is related to activity in the prefrontal cortex. Essentially, Catherine's conscious mind is defending itself against what it perceives as falsities. To work around the shortcoming, Catherine will be kept under sedation so the brain's natural safeguards cannot interfere with the process of connecting to the stone. So that's why they became dreamers. So they were Watchers originally, and then they had to knock them out. In that effect, we will see their dreams. But oh, that's what I just said. Ward 3 has burned. The emergency oxygen tanks caught flame and exploded. There were no survivors, but initial reports indicated the fire started in the Dreamer room. Asgard requested I be present when reviewing the tape so that I could enter the facts here. The Dreamer was shackled, as all Dreamers have been since Gaston. He did not wake, but he strained against his metal bindings and even bent one of them. The video was in black and white, but there was a clear glow across the Dreamer's skin. The attendants rushed to wake him, opening a valve to give the Dreamer more oxygen. That was their mistake, or their blessing. As though the Dreamer were breathing fire himself, the oxygen burst into flame at his lips and spread up the tube to the tanks against the wall. The video went white, then black, then there was nothing. We reviewed the explosion a few times, progressing frame by frame. The attendants did not even have time to react. Within less than a second, the conflagration obscured everything. Asgard saw nothing more in the flames, and I did not draw his attention to it, performing only the job for which I had been summoned, but I saw him. For one frame only there in the flames was the face of the abyss itself, the dragon from the dreams, and he saw me too. Brunner took his own life last night, February 2nd, 1963. He was alone with Catherine, a thing most of us have feared to do since we began sharing our nightmares with each other. His final notes contained incomprehensible formulas, runes both like and unlike those of the original World Stone, sketches of horrific monsters that looked all too familiar, and these words: cessation is a quality, serenity among ashes. Catherine's dream records show nothing as always, and her shackles remain secure. She did not wake like Gaston. Yet Brunner saw something. He saw what all of us in Ward 1 have been seeking yet have not been brave enough to face. Was it courage that he took his life? Or was it weakness that he took no others with him? Harsgard has requested Brunner's notes for analysis, but I have not told him about our dreams. I have not told him of the beasts in the void waiting and watching. I have not told him that I recognise Brunner's final words, spattered in his own blood, but also whispered in my dreams and etched in my flesh. Cessation is equality, serenity among ashes. I know there are none who read this infernal machine, or if you do, then you know the truth as well as I. Peace to begin, humanity must end. February the 7th. Ward 1 has been shut down and permanently sealed due to some kind of contagious infection that spread through the research team. The source of this infection is unknown, but the Dreamer was found dead, and the few surviving personnel have been quarantined and moved to a psychiatric facility for further testing and rehabilitation. If any Ward Prime personnel notice signs of reinfection, no matter how small, they must report to their superior officer immediately. Given the tragic events in this ward and the close relation of those events to the Dreamer projects, I have expressed my misgivings about initiating new Dreamers in the other wards. We don't know enough about these world stones, and what we do know should induce more caution than it has. So far, Dr. Harsgard and Commander Neville have ignored my misgivings. For what it's worth, let the records show that I was against this whole damn thing from the start. I say. Right. What, if anything, main bay power? Still need a fuse. I hope we don't have to go and grab the fuse from Ward 13. Although, to be fair, that would kind of make sense. Huh, this computer is still off, so the power hasn't made it here yet. I'm assuming that's a keycard door. Observatory. Have we been up here? Oh yeah, this is where we came first of all, wasn't it? Hold on. We haven't read this one. October 30th, 1960. I'm certain the runes are of Earth origin, but if so, they represent a proto-language older than any known human civilization. There are elements of Egyptian hieroglyphics alongside variations of Elamite and even Sumerian logograms. This is a linguistic marvel, evidence that these languages are not isolates, but may have originated from a single source common to all languages. As a result, deciphering the runes is just a matter of time, possible, if non-trivial. It is also evidence that the author of these runes is very old and advanced for their time. We have been unable to date the structures themselves, but I suspect they are tens, perhaps hundreds or thousands of years old. This goes against everything we thought we knew. We must learn more. I assume that's what we need to get down to. And probably destroy. But we can't get to it yet because there's a big ass vault door in the way. let's refill our stuff. Yeah, that's the heart. Right, so we still need to get power back onto here. And we cannot yet do that. Because we need a fuse. Now, it is possible. Oh, we've read that. It's possible that I'm being a big idiot. Unlock medicine storage. June 12th, 1961. Harsgaard and Schleiermacher say Katrin's conscious thought is getting in the way of connecting to the Willstone. Though I'm not sure how that will... No, they've asked me to look into sedation possibilities, though I'm not sure how that will work if they want to record conscious observations. Maybe dream imagery? His thesis was on drugs that enhanced dream lucidity. That might be the key. Forced to work on the 4th of July. Harsgaard's going to bug up his ass about these dreamers. All right, Schleiermacher and most of the rest of them too. Should have known secret military project means secretly bulldozing workers' rights. At least I get overtime. Apparently one of the attendants has been using their off hours for recreational cat use. This is how bureaucracies happen, people. Ward 2 dreamers shown signs of mild wakefulness. Mild limb movement is normal as far as we understand what normal means for this kind of experimental sedation. Some of the team wanted sedation increased. Harsgaard, on the other hand, refused. Instead, he ordered Gaston's restraints to be tightened with no dosage change at all. In light of Brunner's death and Schleiermacher's quarantine, I feel I need to put this on record, especially now that I reread my previous log entry. I asked Harsgaard if I could examine the bodies from the Ward 1 incident. To my surprise, he refused, ordering me to seal the entire ward to avoid any possible contagion. A wise enough order, and I obeyed, but this morning several bodies were delivered to us with strict orders to keep the bags locked up and on ice. We were told they were soldiers, and that any other information was classified. I looked up their names and ranks. They don't exist. So where did the bodies come from? I don't have enough evidence to file an official report, and given Harsgaard's influence at the top, I'm afraid to do so, but I'm worried about how much he may know, or may even be engineering what has happened in the first 3 wards. Maybe I'm just writing this for my own conscience then. I don't know. Right, we just unlocked medical storage. Hi, friend. We've looked at that one. I think. Hold on. Oh, we could get through there before. Right, so we've unlocked medical storage. Where is that? What has it done for us? It's not round there. It's not in there. Ah! Aha! Bandage, bloodworts. Ward Prime keycard. A level 5 clearance keycard for the ward. Looks heavily worn. Hope the thing still works. Indeed. Open sesame! Right. Progress gets. Let's be smart and February 9th, 1963. Alas, I will never have that conversation with Schleiermacher. At least not in the manner I hoped. The man has become unhinged. But he has definitely seen Clawbone. The notes of the late Dr. Brunner provide some insight into what happened in Ward 1. Although their dreamer had not bonded to any guardian in a proper sense, Clawbone, or something similar, was trying to speak through the dreamer to the scientists of the ward. Their minds could not handle this contact, and it manifested as an advanced form of nihilism that led to the deaths of many. Why have I not been affected in this way? Perhaps because I've read the runes. I've seen Clawbone's society, a vision of what ours could be. Or perhaps I've not been affected by for the same reason I alone seem able to decipher the runes. Cessation is a quality, serenity among ashes. These words were in Dr. Brunner's final notes. He interpreted them existentially, based on the Darwinian assumption that survival is ultimate goal and cessation therefore is evil. It drove him insane. That is not how I read these words at all. This incident makes one thing at least very clear. When we have perfected the dreamers, when we finally speak with Clawbone, I must be the one to speak to him. The god complex of this man. Oh, that's the light. And open. Is this a shortcut? It is a shortcut. Okay, we don't need to use that because we haven't actually done anything that requires needing another rest. So we've got a thing there. Conference table. Interestingly, no law. Laboratory going down. Right, there's our target. Oh. Oh. Well, okay then. I'm assuming this is taking us back up to the other side. Yeah. Ha! That is not what I wanted to run into! Gotcha. Right, one down. Aha! So it was a very specific fuse that was needed. Hold on. Oh, their doors are on the other side. Right. Before we do the reading. That was really, really dumb timing. Hi, friend. Bye, friend. A couple of those goes a long way. Right. A room of goodies. Interesting. Somebody camped out here. Maybe it was warmer. Don't know. Okay, and then we need to go down the right side. I like the fact that you could just run through these things because they're out of phase. Not that way. I thought that was the second set of steps, but it wasn't. Man, that just tears these things to pieces. Another trait book. Ooh, and a recording.
Dr. Ulrich Harsgaard, April 10th, 1964. I am leaving for Ward 13. The experiments of Ward Prime have proven informative, but we are exploring more promising avenues in the other wards. Starting with subject 2409.
Oh?
Dr. Itzaso says the Dreamer has successfully connected, the first of our Dreamers to do so, and his vitals are stable. Let us see what he sees.
Oh, that's the
From
kid,
Ward
wasn't it?
13, I will also be able to visit the rooms more easily. I learn more every time I investigate them. Even reading the same passages over again, I see connotations and meanings I did not notice before, as if the text were speaking directly to my mind. We will continue the Dreamer projects, tuning them, perfecting them, until one day I can connect a Dreamer to Clawbone himself. I can feel him, waiting on the edge of perception. He whispers to me, touches my dreams. I must speak with him. He has the answers we need, if we can but find that one crucial connection. Immortality, equality, cessation, serenity. Soon, we'll have it all.
Yeah, because you'll become part of the roots. Everything will stop because you will be one. Right, through here. Very cool looking mushrooms. Log. Based on lack of response, I assume this computer is used for logging purposes rather than communication. That's unfortunate. I've been down here for 3 days now with no contact, so I may as well log my own report. I was part of a fire team sent to clear hostiles from the lower levels. We encountered heavy resistance and were forced to retreat. In doing so, I got separated from my team and took shelter here. Unfortunately, now the door won't budge. I'm trapped. There's plenty of food, so survival shouldn't be a problem. I expect they'll find me after the invasion has been contained. Until then, I'll continue working at the door, listening for signs of activity and maintaining a state of readiness. Private Torres out. 4 days later. To be honest, the date of this report is just a guess. I've slept 5 times since the last log, but I have no way of knowing how much time has actually passed. I haven't heard any activity outside the door. I spent most of my time keeping in shape and investigating my surroundings. It looks like they mixed drugs for the dreamers in here. I also found a fuse abandoned behind a cabinet. It appears functional and may even be the reason the door won't work, but I've been unable to find any circuit breakers that need it. I'll keep looking. That's all I have to report, I guess. I'm safe for now. I'm grateful, but I hope they find me soon. I'm getting antsy for someone to talk to. July the 2nd, 3rd. I've lost track of the dates. Sorry. I'm certain I'm staying awake longer than normal, probably sleeping longer too. Who knows? I heard noises outside today, howling and gunfire. I slammed on the door, shouting as loud as I could, but no one came. Then the screaming started. It got real quiet after that. Still safe, I guess. But I might be stuck here longer than I thought. I have no idea how much time has passed. I'm basically just typing in this thing for something to do. No one's come. It's completely quiet outside the door. Jerry thinks they forgot about us, and maybe they're all dead. The roots in here have grown faster. I can't see them growing or anything. I just swear they're getting bigger. Kind of scared to go near them. Still got food and Jerry, so that's something. At least I'm not alone. I think I'm starting to go nuts. We're running out of ways to pass the time. We play scavenger hunts, Mad Libs, charades, hide and seek. It's actually unfair how good Jerry is at that one. I even taught Jerry the drum line to I Can See for Miles, but that gets old after the 30th repetition. Jerry thinks we should try some of the drugs in here. I told him he's crazy. Who knows what that would do to us? I think Jerry's a hallucination, isn't he? Heard some new noises outside. Growling, chittering, maybe even speaking? Couldn't make out any words, though. There was some scratching at the door. I banged on it and yelled. Why the hell not, right? Open is open, even if I have to fight my way out. But whoever was out there went away. That was like 7 sleeps ago. Hell, maybe I hallucinated it. I miss other people. Poked at the roots today. Thought I saw something glowing underneath, so I got a scalpel and cut into them. Didn't get very far. They wouldn't stop screaming. I shouldn't be surprised. The same thing happened with the walls the other day. Stopped counting sleeps after like 40. Or was it 60? Don't matter much. Starting on the drugs today. We'll go easy at first. Maybe that Gaston's cocktail or whatever mentioned in the earlier logs. Dream lucidity sounds like a gas. Wow. October 1962, Dr. Simpkins suggests that the dreamer Gaston's breakdown can be at least partially attributed to the solution he was given. Before more dreamers are connected, we'll need to test several different compounds, decreasing the amount of galantamine as much as we can without losing dream lucidity. Please advise Dr. Harsgard that all dreamer experiments should be put on hold until we find the appropriate values. I would also like to note, again, that I found Weisskopf's reactor code, this time penciled onto the ceiling above his workstation. Someone needs to confront him about this. That's probably important. Reactor code. Ceiling above workstation. Weisskopf. It's been a security with all our clearances revoked. Thank you. Oh, I talked to Weisskopf a few days ago and I haven't seen it. Just remember the damn thing that's hidden in his office somewhere. Methamine and oxane levels were unbalanced, leading to electrical fields far beyond the range. Correct balance must be found before reconnecting Ward 4. So we have ethics committee. This is Private Ben Torres. I'm trapped alone inside the medical lab facility in the lower levels of Ward Prime. If anyone can read this, please send assistance immediately. So is his... Haven't seen his corpse. So maybe he got out eventually? Anyway, we have a fuse. The question is, can I remember where to use it? The answer is cannabolics. What kind of a daft question is that? Me, remembering where something goes in an action-adventure game? Not a chance. Well, actually, isn't it over here? Isn't it around... No, not the observatory. It's the power room. No, that's reactor control. Yeah, see, flashing on the map is our target, which is clearly that thing in there. Ah, main bay power. This is what we're after? In here? Haha! Right, what has that done? Right, it's not done anything for those doors. Ah, but it has turned on this. Unlock blast doors. Ooh. Clipping. Okay, so we've got in here. Yeah, that ain't working. Hi, friend. This is most likely a terrible idea. And run. Got some trait points there. Oh, trait unlocked wisdom. New traits. Elemental damage. Acquired by destroying the last root heart in Ward Prime. I've got so many trait points. Right, so. Oh, this is going to take us to the new world, isn't it? To Reese's? Reese's Pieces? Hello?
Where did you come from?
You're human. Uh-oh. She got the magics. What the hell was that in the
Be more
background?
careful. The shadow is following you.
What? Well, that was a dramatic ass intro, wasn't it? Racem. We got a new world, folks. A new world to explore. And we'll do that next time, because that's going to be it for this recording session of Subject 2923. We've found some new things. We've had a lot of lore, a lot of story. No new armor sets yet. But yeah, that was very interesting. And now we've got a big Drolnir Woods. We've got a big icy place. New status effect. Frostbites. Just standing next to a fire, get rid of frostbites? Don't know. Yes, we will find out next time what this place is actually like. Hope you've enjoyed my very first look. I was going to say my very first 2 hours, but I'll split this into multiple segments. But I hope you've enjoyed my look at the Ward Prime section. Or at least the initial Ward Prime section. We might go back there. I don't know. I know nothing about this DLC. Hope you've enjoyed it regardless. Until next time, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Happy hunting. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.